Shalom Israel, and I am back looking at the map of the land of milk and honey, right? We got the modern Jerusalem right here. We got the modern Bethlehem right here. And that's interesting. Look at that. We got a 2 mile, 3 kilometer distance between Bethlehem and Jerusalem. Look at that. Doesn't that seem weird to you? Man, there's so much I gotta go over, man. Oh, man, I wanted to go over something else, but I can't leave off of this. That is really messing with me, man. Why is there a 2 mile difference between Bethlehem and Jerusalem? Is that what the scriptures say? Let's find out. Let's go to Second Kings. Let's go to Second Kings 14. Second Kings 14 and verse 20. Right? Second Kings chapter 20 verse 14. And they brought him on horses, and he was buried at Jerusalem with his fathers in the city of David. Oh, hold on. Who are they talking about here? Amaziah, king of Judah, right? So, Amaziah, king of Judah, they brought him on horses, and he was buried at Jerusalem with his fathers in the city of David. Wow. So what does that mean? The city of David, Bethlehem, and Jerusalem are all in the same place. So what are we seeing here on this map? We are seeing Esau, the devil, lie once again. Because according to the scriptures, Bethlehem, Jerusalem, and the city of David are all in the same place. So there's no reason that you should believe any of those maps in the back of your Bible. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to get some scriptures. Let's go to because a lot of people be like, well, that's the Old Testament, brother. Everything changed when Christ came around. Well, this is this. I'm going to show you in the Old Testament and in the Apocrypha and in the New Testament that Jerusalem, the city of David, and Bethlehem are all in the same place. And plus, I've been there. So if you don't want to take my word for it, we'll read the scriptures. Let's go to what is that? First Maccabees 2. First Maccabees 2 and 31. And this is important, man, because it's time for us to start making pilgrimage. The brother Kenyon Wilkerson, check out his videos on YouTube. Kenyon Wilkerson, aka Brother Freedom. He did the call to Zion, arise from the Mount Ephraim and go to Mount Zion. He been the Jerusalem debunked video, so check those out, man. The brother Joel, literally JO space EL. You can find him on YouTube as well. They're the only two brothers out of all the wisdom in the nation of Israel. Of course, Rabbi Hoshua Mariel. They're the only people that's bringing out this knowledge about the land itself, because this is important to understanding prophecy. I'm going to try to go over some prophecies that a lot of Hebrew camps mess up when it comes to the land. But it's not their fault. They just haven't been taught, like I said in the earlier videos. First Maccabees 2 and 31. Now, when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness. Look at that. At Jerusalem in the city of David. So these are all the same place, right? Let's go before I show you the one in the New Testament, let's go back to the Old Testament. Let's go to 2 Samuel 5 and 7. And don't let all those names fool you either. Old Testament, New Testament, Apocrypha. It's all one. These are all the scrolls of the Hebrews. When Christ went into the temple and he asked the priest, hey, hand me the Old Testament so I can read Isaiah. No, he just asked for the scroll of Isaiah, you know. So don't get fooled with all of those different name differences. Before the Europeans named it Biblios, which is Latin for Bible or library of books, they were called the scrolls of the Hebrews. So don't get caught up in all of that confusion with, oh, that's the Old Testament, oh, that's the Apocrypha, oh, that's the New Testament. It's all one. When you read the Dead Sea Scrolls, they're all included. The book of Jasher, the book of Enoch, the Apocrypha, you know, the book of Jubilees, all of that was included in the Dead Sea Scrolls. So they were all to, and look at the name title, the Dead Sea Scrolls. It wasn't called the Bible. But anyway, 2 Samuel 5 and 7, right? Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion. The same is the city of David, right? And I'm going to jump down to verse 9. So David dwelt in the fort and called it the city of David. And David built round about from Millo and inward, right? So let's jump to the New Testament. Because the city of David, Jerusalem, and Bethlehem, the only one I haven't mentioned yet, is in the same place. It's all in the same place. I've been to the graves of the kings, brother, so, you know, all of y'all with those comments, be mindful, brother. If you ain't never been to the land of Israel, don't be messaging me talking about I'm all wrong and I'm all this if you can't prove it. So, yeah, let's go to Luke chapter 2, verse 4. Because that's the thing. You want to be a righteous witness. If you don't like me, that's cool. I mean, everybody got their preference. But if you don't have any substantial evidence to prove me wrong, and this go for you Edomite scholars too and historians. It go for you too. If you're gonna message me telling me I'm all wrong, I'm all this, okay. Well, you better show me biblical proof that that place that they call Jerusalem today is accurate. The place they call Jericho is accurate. The place they call Bethlehem is accurate. Even in Getty, you know, all those places, even Gilgal, all those places you got named, man, the maps are 90% false at least. But anyway, Luke 2 and 4. And and Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea. That's a Greek word for Judah. Unto the city of David, which is called what? Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. And that's key. I mean, that's common sense, man. Jerusalem, Bethlehem, and the city of David is all the same place, you know? And if you don't like it, take it up with God. I didn't write this book. Take it up with God. So now, let me get into this Roman Emperor Hadrian, right? Let me give you some history real quick. Roman Emperor Hadrian, right? He banned the Israelites from Jerusalem, right, in 135 AD. And he established a new capital city in the land of Israel, and he named it Aelia Capitolia. I'm going to show you that on an ancient map of Israel from the 1500s. Here it is. You see this? Here's Masada, right? Here's the real, this is exactly where the real Engedi is, right here. South of Masada, right? And the real Jerusalem will be in this area. But what does that say right there? Aelia. Meaning this is the Roman capital that the Roman Emperor Hadrian established in the land of Israel. See, it's still called Aelia, even in 1532, right? And this is key. This is key. And you see, there's the river Arnon, right? So let's go back to that. Let's go read some history. So basically, let me just break it down real quick. Roman Emperor Hadrian expelled the Jews from Jerusalem, banned them, established a new capital in the north, named it Aelia Capitolia or something like that, Aelia Capitolina, right? And then Constantine the first came in the 2nd century AD and renamed this place Jerusalem. So this is where this place gets its name Jerusalem from, hiding the biblical Jerusalem for hundreds of years. And now we're going to read some of that history. Let's go on the internet and let's see. Um, yeah, let's go to Google and different things, right? So here we go. Um, they ain't going to tell us the whole truth because they still got to hide that place from us. Let me go back up. Summary, right? Almost 2,000 years ago, the Roman Emperor Hadrian cursed the Jewish people, the Hebrew people, the Israelites, and decreed that Judea should be henceforth called Palestine. So that's where the word Palestine comes from. It comes from Rome, not Arabs, not even the Philistines. It comes from Esau. After the Philistines, an ancient enemy of Israel that had disappeared from the world stage more than 600 years earlier. And that's a lie. They're not disappeared. They're still in the land of Israel. There's still black, dark-skinned Hamites in the land of Israel to this day. But they're in the north. They're not in the land of Palestine or Gaza. They are actually in the north area, near Tel Aviv and Jerusalem area. It was his final twist of the knife and legacy after wars, massacres, persecution, and exiles that had largely extinguished the Israelites' presence from Jerusalem, or Judea, excuse me. So he expelled us, right? He definitely expelled us. And not only that, he named that place Palestine. So I don't know why Arabs is calling themselves Palestinians. I guess the same reason why Negroes or so-called Israelites is calling themselves African American. But anyway, let's go to let's get some more. And I like this one because now you can get a little bit of history. Despite the devastation wrought by Romans during the first Jewish-Roman War, 66 to 73 AD, which left the population and countryside in ruins, a series of laws passed by Roman emperors provided the incentive for the Second Rebellion. The last straw was a series of laws enacted by the Roman Emperor Hadrian, including an attempt to prevent Jews from living in Jerusalem, a new Roman city. You see that? Oh, excuse me. To prevent Jews from living in Jerusalem. And then there's a semicolon. There's more. A new Roman city named Aelia Capitolina was to be built. It says in its place, but it wasn't built in its place. It was built in the north, which is the modern Jerusalem today. The second Jewish rebellion took 60 years after the first and reestablished an independent state lasting 3 years. For many Jews of the time, this turn of events was heralded, that's a hard word for Negroes, as the long hoped for Messianic age. The excitement was short lived. However, after a brief span of glory, the revolt was eventually crushed by the Roman legions. Right? And here's when it gets good. The state minted its own coins known today as Bar Kokhba revolt coinage. Bar Kokhba, who was Bar Kokhba? Bar Kokhba was a Hebrew who led a revolt against the Romans after 70 AD during the time of Roman Emperor Hadrian. Bar Kokhba is where they get the character from that movie Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That guy was he was a representation of Bar Kokhba's character in the movie. Remember Caesar? He was all joined unto the humans because he liked them, but Bar Kokhba wasn't having it. He was like, Caesar like humans better than apes. You know, Kokhba wasn't playing no games. You know, he was laying them out. You see the part where he was clapping his hands, pretending to do tricks for the Edomites, and then he picked up the uh, the assault rifle and just gunned them both down like with a smile on his face. I was loving that. I was like, that's me. But anyway, yeah, that they got that character from Israelite Hebrew history, from the wars that are mentioned in Josephus during the time of Hadrian. Koba. And the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes was definitely a biblical movie, just like the first one.